Hello and welcome to another Velocity Students on Demand installment with another marketing tip and lesson distinction for you, as well as a case study with one of the new golf instructors that have joined us over the last several weeks, just so that we could track his success, the results, of what his experience has been, getting a chance to join the actual program and work the actual system, get a chance to work with me and have some very specific things applied to his golf academy and the expansion of his golf school, as well as his signups. And this here is with Mr. Tim Overman. Say hi, Tim, to everybody.
How you doing, guys?
Well, I appreciate your time. I know that you're getting busy, as a beaver, as they say, and getting busier and busier. So, a couple of the things that I wanted to share, just so we give some value to the individuals, and also kind of share. First off, what's your experience been in the first couple of weeks about your takeaways, as well as what are the, without hype, the real tangible results that you've had, with your golf school, with income and money and results coming in with signups and bigger packages being sold. What's been happening for you your first few weeks here, working with me in the program, Tim?
Yeah, it's been awesome. I mean, I think to really can't put it into words, because I wasn't, I went into this thing, hey, there's going to be this giant, learning curve. I wasn't sure exactly what to expect. I knew that there was going to be some change taking place. But I thought it was going to take a little bit more time. And I was completely shocked once I started putting in, what you taught us and through the videos and through our little Velocity group. I was able to really put some things into place, and it works. It's been awesome. And one word, if I can say,
what's been happening for you? I know obviously we do coaching twice a week where we get a chance to face-to-face video chat or conference call on the call. Sometimes if you're traveling, but what's along with the, lessons and the coaching that we get a chance to do together here on video chat like this, what's also, been your results? What's happened for you just in your first few weeks as far as signups, income potential, things, what's happened for you?
Well, what's really been really cool was I've been able to, with my current clients that I have, I've been able to, I've been able to keep them. I've been able to put them into these new programs that I have. These they're phenomenal programs that I have, and without any pushback. Going into it, I'm like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to keep my clients. I'm really changing the price structure, of what I do. I mean, I've only for years have given people two options, and that's just embarrassing that I only gave them two options. But now they have multiple options, and it's just been awesome that I've been able to keep them. And then with the new people coming in, to expose them to what I do and to be able to show them the value that we have has been really good.
That's great. It's funny because I know, one of the first things we work the lowest hanging fruit, as they say in sales and marketing, and that's getting a chance to, of course, work with our past database. Some brand new instructors don't have a database yet, but to work with the low-hanging fruit, but not only work with the low-hanging fruit to re-enroll them, but also to maximize your income from the same pool of leads that you currently have, in your database, and get a higher enrollment ratio or percentage, as we say statistically. Number one, with our enrollment process, because we teach you a very specific enrollment step-by-step process that works awesome for people without any, sales or marketing background, like most teachers and instructors around the world, which you've really been, taking and practicing and utilizing the script and the actual step-by-step Velocity method, which is working great for you. And this is before we've actually even put in, a lot of the, specific other, what we call cold traffic, marketing systems. But also you have been able to maximize the income as well, because we can re-enroll people, get a higher percentage of re-enrollment, but also maximize what we call the average lifetime value financially of a student as well, in business, of a client, of a customer. And as you have what we call packaging is a big portion of, one section of our program, maximizing your income, getting a chance to actually make more money and work less, of course, because if we can't spend time with our family or our loved ones or a church or philanthropy or recreation, play golf ourselves and do what we love to do, all the money in the world doesn't replace, our children or our values and things that are important to us. So leverage is an important part of this, packaging process as well, isn't it?
Absolutely. I think the thing that I've really tried to take into what I do is being more efficient. I think I'm more efficient in my time, because now instead of spread myself thin, I just feel like I'm getting a different kind of client. I don't want to say I never had bad clients, but I'm getting a different kind of client because I'm able to, do things now that I never have done before. And I did that because as you and I have discussed, you taught us to add value to what we do.
Absolutely. Let's talk about that, because I wanted to really help the viewers and the folks that haven't joined Velocity yet and get a chance to work with us one-on-one and install and apply, our techniques and our principles and all the different things we do, especially with the marketing and attracting new students, let alone maximizing re-enrollments, of course, which is the low-hanging fruit. Is you had mentioned this over and over again. This is such an important part that we'd like to share with folks, which is, number one, is perceived value and real value. And when we're talking to a potential student, a potential new customer client, and we are really, for some reason, whether it be unconsciously or without knowing it or habitually, or something in our self-esteem even, where we kind of diminish, without knowing it, our value, without really understanding our own value to make a difference in a student's game or in a student's life. Because, on a bigger scale, we're developing relationships with our students. And most of my golf teachers, as you realize, and you have the invitation, have actually stayed at my house here in Las Vegas, where I live, at times when they visited Vegas or were playing golf, because I get golf lessons from you guys as well, because you're such amazing teachers. And, it's about a deeper level of relationship and connection, along with making a lot more money, which is great too. But to have a fulfilling relationship with our students, whether it be with the children or a baby boomer, man or woman in their 60s or 70s or 50s, whatever it might be, and understanding our value as a coach, understanding our value as somebody who cares more than maybe a lot of other people do, and would be doing a disservice if they went someplace else, because of what we can do with our skills as well as our caring. And you've hit the kind of the nail on the head, is understanding and really accepting our own value. And then as you're doing the enrollment process, I don't like the word sales or selling or use car stuff, but as we're really serving and enrolling the new student or the old student and really sharing with them, whether it be new packages, new services, or a reframing or repackaging of old services to create more perceived value. More perceived value that would suit and fit their needs. Then we can justify higher prices. Then we can justify why they absolutely need to sign up today, and have obviously a higher enrollment and sales ratio and numbers come in. And that's been, I think, a transformation that's been happening for you the last few weeks, is this issue about your own acceptance of your value in the marketplace where you're teaching, but as well as a value of what you're offering and giving them in your packages and in your actual lessons. Is that right?
Absolutely. And I mean, you got to look yourself in the, in the mirror, and you got to be like, hey, you got to really reassess and look at, what you're charging or what you've been charging, and then say, man, I'm worth more than this. I'm providing a service. And, once I figure that out, and instead of, I think as a golf teacher, you don't want to lose someone. So you just want to keep giving. And you need to really understand that when you do that, you're devaluing who you are. And I've come to the conclusion, and with a lot of the Velocity's help, to understand, hey, I'm not going to do that anymore. I have a ton of value to offer someone, and with the way that we do our packaging now, it's showing up, and and the results are there. I mean, it's crazy, and to think that this is just the beginning of something that I know that's going to be, huge. So it definitely, you cannot devalue what you do.
How many packages have you sold and enrolled in the last few weeks, roughly, just to let the viewers understand what's been happening for you?
I've I've sold about 6 3-month plans,
6 3-month plans.
and I've only typically I would sell either a 5-pack or a 10-pack of lessons. So to make a long story short, a 3-month plan pretty much almost triples a 10-pack.
And you've got 6 of them sold already, and I think you had some more coming in. Is that right?
Yeah, I have more people on the docket that look like they're really interested in what we're doing.
That's great.
And the great thing is, for a golf teacher, it is about the relationships, and the if you can get someone for 3 months, you're going to be able to coach them. It's more than just, you don't want to be a teacher, you want to be their coach, because you can develop more of a relationship as a coach. When people come into my studio, I don't even call it golf lessons. They're not golf lessons. It's a session where we're coaching you, and it's just, to me, it's so much better than yeah, here's a 5-pack or here's a 10-pack. It's very cold, and it's amazing that I was able to stay afloat for as long as I have. So no, this is an amazing program.
It's incredible because we've got, members in our program that I get a chance to coach and teach and support that are brand new golf teachers. And then I've got people like yourself been teaching for a lot of years, and people that have been teaching for 20 years. I've got ex-professional tour players that have opened up and wanted to start teaching now because they've retired from their tour career, and everything in between. And it's interesting to see that the principles that you're maybe not hearing for the first time, or sometimes yes, hearing for the first time, but they're being actually applied in a practical way to your business, because we're not just talking about hype or theory. Everything we do is proven and documented and researched over the years in the golf industry as well as other industries, as far as statistics and responses, and we call responsiveness in the marketplace. But there's also something else I wanted to share along with this perceived value, and really understanding and creating more value in what you're offering to your students, especially if you're having a new student, assessment or enrollment conversation with them, and for them to get for them to really get and understand your value. It can't be understood if you don't know it yourself, if you don't have it really clarified.
Absolutely.
And you said something this morning, actually, on our coaching session when we were doing our live session, and I think the viewers would get a lot of value from it, is that you weren't appeasing people. You weren't, always just asking, and you were emphatically leading during the enrollment conversation, meaning that you knew what was going to help them. You knew that was going to serve them. You knew that this is what they needed to get the outcome that that student wanted. Whether it be more joy and fulfillment, whether it be lowering their handicap, shooting into the 70s for the first time, shooting in the 60s for the first time, shooting in the 90s for the first time, whatever that goal was, it was completely with conviction in your own value of what you had to offer to that student or to that parent of a junior, if you're focusing on building your juniors as an example. And I saw the results from that, didn't you? You really got some great results.
Absolutely. Being 110% confident in what you do, and knowing that you can help them, to me, has been a game changer. Instead of, oh, maybe you can do this, or maybe this fits you. No, this is going to work for you. This is how we're going to do it. And we're going to do it together. Once you show that you have a plan for them, then it works. And I think that, to me, is because, again, in the beginning, I was I stumbled around a little bit, but the more that I took note of, hey man, when I really have a plan for someone, when I show them, hey, this is going to work, this is how we're going to do it, and we step it out based on, again, what they want to do, what they need. It's awesome, and it's literally, they love it, and they love being told, hey, this is what you need.
Right. No, we can't give away all the secret sauces that we have in our repertoire with Velocity and our Students on Demand system. But we talk about we really focus on, selling bigger ticket packages that people had seen. And, we have teachers that were struggling to make $50 an hour at a municipal course that have now broken $30, $40, $50,000 a month in income, gone from $2,000 a month in income to people don't believe it. What's fascinating about that, Tim, and I think even you were skeptical when you first heard about the numbers that, we're doing in the golf industry, but it's breaking an old paradigm. It's breaking what's been around for 20, 30 plus years. And we're revolutionizing the industry because I think you start to realize we can have a ripple effect on the industry. We really can make a difference in more new golfers' lives, let alone experienced golfers' lives. But people ask, it's not the PGA or some one organization that's going to expand the realm of golf, or stars like Tiger and Phil, because, a non-golfer is not going to watch, a golf match. It's boring to them. It's like, oh my God, pulling teeth, right? But if a golf teacher is effectively marketing, bringing in new students to the sport in multiple cities, in multiple countries around the world, I believe you and I and others that are participating can bring in thousands and thousands of brand new golfers into the sport every single year, single-handedly, because of our ripple effect with effective and very, very strong marketing and enrollment techniques and skills and methodologies. So that's how I believe we can practically, and we've done it and we're doing it already and walking our talk, grow the actual sport. And, that's exciting in itself for those of course, love the actual game and have a passion for growing the game as well as teaching it. And it's amazing what's been happening in various countries now with teachers and instructors in golf schools, small one-man, one-woman shows to golf studios with 10, 15, 20 teachers at their academy, and everything in between, that we can affect that kind of change in the industry and bring in that type of new student enrollments into the actual sport, which is also another aspect of exciting for what we do. And this perceived value of ourselves and acceptance of that, as well as communicating our value in effective and very, very elegant and enrolling ways, and actually still offering we have very specific packages and things that we teach and we share that really proven to work well, and yes, make quite a bit more money as well, that we can't talk about on this open public call. But it's really had an incredible documented track record of what we've done for the sport already. And it's so exciting on a larger, scope globally of what we all could do for the actual sport when we understand our value, we give more value, and we have, a higher level of skills. I mean, and I always say this, in your business, obviously I'm a business coach, and we have a very specific system and templates and pre-made things for you as well to quickly apply. But as your coach and as a coach, to you and to other golf teachers around the world, I say that it's the same thing as a game of golf. Are you playing a business game of being a bogey or a double bogey businessman and woman, or are you ready to step up and play a birdie business game? Do you want to get birdies and eagles? I mean, and that's the bottom line. So that's the level of coaches and instructors that we actually teach, and the teachers and coaches that are committed to serving their students at a much higher, much more effective way, like you are now.
Yeah, absolutely. You hit it. Birdies. Who doesn't want a birdie?
Right?
I'm sick of the bogeys.
Absolutely. Well, you're definitely starting to get some birdies very quickly, and I'm really proud of you. I mean, what you've been doing, and you're actually one of the individuals that basically are making it happen instead of making excuses. And that's what I like to share as one of our major themes, and say, to the viewers, are you making excuses or are you making things happen? And I think we're always doing the best we can at our level of awareness. And I ask people, I challenge people, are you ready to step up and play a bigger, more effective game with your business? And I appreciate your time, Tim, and taking time out of your busy schedule to share your results and success. Just getting started your first few weeks. I'm excited to see what's going to happen next week for you, and you have an incredibly prosperous rest of your week out there and weekend. And we'll wrap up this case study for our Students on Demand system. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Robert. We'll see you.